Hello again, everybody. This is Kristen Benyon at Intimate Connections Counseling. I'm a therapist and owner here. This is another video in our series set up to highlight some of the issues and concerns that are addressed here. And when people give us phone calls inquiring about our services, this video series is set up to highlight some of those and give more information so it's readily available for those that might be interested. So this topic is a fun one. It is fairly large in terms of topics that can be addressed in therapy related to intimacy and sexual concerns. So this is maybe the topic that we get the most questions about. A lot of people ask, what in the world would somebody come to sex therapy for? Or what would we talk about? Or what do you do all day? Sometimes I get that question. And so this topic is quite fun, but it can also be very sensitive. And so a lot of times being able to see that these concerns can be addressed in a respectful way, but also maybe even fun, and a way that doesn't have to be so intimidating or scary. I think that is the most feedback that I get, that being able to start talking about these things, it doesn't have to be as mortifying as one might think, if that's kind of the mindset or the history that they've had discussing these things, or maybe they've never even been able to discuss these things. So this video is just to highlight the topics. By no means am I going to go into what we do with each of the topics, but if you have any other questions, feel free to email us or give us a call or visit the website. There's some more information there. So I have set up just kind of, it's 4 categories, but like I said, there are so many other topics out there, but hopefully this will give some information for those who might be wondering. So the first category is functioning. This is, for example, libido concerns or sexual functioning and trouble with climaxing, painful sexual encounters or painful intercourse. This can be for men or women. Sexual compulsivity, that can show up quite a bit in terms of the phone calls that we get. Sexual rigidity around intimacy and feelings of shame or not knowing how to expand their sexual experience in a way that feels safe for them. Also infertility support and referrals. There are quite a few people that are experiencing infertility in their life, and we are more than happy to provide the support and also some referrals if that is something that's going on for someone. And then also sexual aversion. So those who might feel like they want nothing to do with it, but that fear is creating some concerns in either their relationship or just within themselves. So they want to address that and get some support. Also, another category to highlight some of the things that are addressed here in therapy, couples. I get quite a few calls for couples therapy, and some of the main things that come up in couples therapy are desire discrepancies, where someone is feeling like there's much more higher sex drive than the other. It's creating issues and problems within the relationship. We talk a lot about sex education. Unfortunately, in our society, there's not a lot of accurate information out there, and they never received reliable, useful information going into their sexual experiences. And so a lot of times we'll back up and make sure that the information that they believe might be true is actually true, or it might even be a myth, or just needs to have a little bit more understanding, a little more information added to it. So obviously within couples, there's a lot of communication and relationship work and enhancement. Another issue that comes up with couples is healing from infidelity, also out of control sexual behavior, compulsivity, and then difficulties with closeness. So that's just some very, very brief overview of things that can come up with couples. And then another category that I talk about, highlighting some of the issues coming up in therapy, is I call it sex in context. And so this is kind of a catch-all. So sexuality in a conservative culture That kind of goes into the next one too, bridging the gap between spirituality and sexuality. And so whether someone was just raised in a really conservative way or sex was never talked about, those messages are internalized, and a lot of times just there's an automatic reaction of shame whenever someone is experiencing anything within the sexual realm. And so that is a huge topic that comes up daily here for me. And so it is absolutely, it is awesome to be able to break that apart and see that there can definitely be a bridge that is gapped between spirituality and sexuality. Another one within the sex and context category is sexuality as a single person. Within all of these categories, there's a lot of similarities, but there are some for the single individual that might be quite different and they desire to have it addressed in a way that fits them, that makes more sense to them. And so that can be really fun to provide the support for the things that might be going on in their life as the single person. And then also get quite a few calls from individuals and families seeking support within the context of LGBTQ concerns and needs. And that can be really, really rewarding as well. Sexuality after and during illness, sexuality after trauma, sexuality within the context of pregnancy and post-pregnancy. I don't know anyone that doesn't have some things change within their own sexual experiences during and after children, and so, or pregnancy and children. And then also sexuality within other mood concerns, depression, anxiety, OCD, things that might be, and understandably so, impacting their sexual experiences. So that is the sex in context kind of category that comes up here, just some of them. And then the last category that I want to cover today, just again giving kind of a quick snippet of what comes up here, is sex education. And I absolutely love this category. Some things that we talk about within the realm of sex education is enhancing the sexual experience. There are quite a few people that feel somewhat satisfied and okay within their sexual relationship, but they desire to, in their own way, enhance and feel like that side of them is developing as well. So enhancing the sexual experience is a big one here. Parenting and adolescent sexuality, that is one that I get a lot of fulfillment in doing. I know that it's a difficult topic for a lot of people. They don't want to imagine, some people don't feel comfortable even imagining that their child is developing sexually as well. And that can be very difficult when the child enters adolescence and they need someone to talk to, or just the way our society is set up with social media and misinformation readily available. There are quite a few parents that are wanting to get ahead of it, or at least have someone that they can come talk to get tips and accurate information in order to share with their adolescent, or they sometimes bring the adolescent in. That can be really fun too. And like I said, I work with the adolescents themselves. And then another category to provide some sex education about is pornography. That can be such a massive topic with a lot of information that is terrifying for a lot of people that are giving me phone calls anyway. And so that is a topic that will come up quite a bit. So that is just an extremely brief overview of some of the concerns and questions that come up, or people that are inquiring for potential counseling or therapy for sexual concerns. Again, my name is Kristen Benyon. I'm a therapist here at Intimate Connections Counseling. If you found any of this interesting or potentially helpful for what might be going on in your life, go ahead and give us an email, shoot us an email at info@intimateconnectionscounseling.com, or you can give us a call at 801-935-1017, or go to our website at www.intimateconnectionscounseling.com. All right, thank you.